What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Man, when I was a diesel mechanic and I was making like $50,000 a year and I was stressed out overdrafting my bank account every day, I never thought in a million years I was going to own a Porsche 911, let alone two. I had zero guidance, nobody to give me any freaking tips, nobody to tell me what to do. Everybody was just trying to sell something on the internet. I had no clue what I was doing, where I was going. All I knew is that I wasn't making enough to get ahead and I was paycheck to paycheck. Hard was the answer. I thought showing up early at work and being Mr. Perfect was the answer. But by the time I got my paycheck, it was already gone. Freaking rent. Or actually then I had a mortgage, medical bills, student loans. It was like right from the start, I just shot myself in the foot. I was already going backwards no matter how hard I worked. I just couldn't get ahead. In my 20s, I was married. I had a child with a tracheatic esophageal fistula. It's an illness where your esophagus isn't connected to your stomach. I literally was paycheck to paycheck, and I was overdrafting. Every single week, I was getting hit with the $35 Bank of America charge. We were shopping at the dollar store. I was buying the cheese where you get like 3 or 4 slices in the pack, and it's like 45 cents a slice. It's not even really a deal. It's a ripoff. It's fake cheese. And this is step one, is that people don't talk about this. People want to talk about Lamborghinis and Rolexes, and they've been in Dubai, and they're trading and buying crypto and all this garbage. But you guys, you're being tricked. This is not the reality. This isn't the real world. In the 1990s, all I wanted was a decent car and a balcony to put a grill on. I'm tired of being stressed out every single month, being one emergency away from debt or total catastrophe where I couldn't take care of my family. Right now, if you don't do this, debt will trap you for life. If you guys don't listen to what I'm saying and get started, if you're young, these are the steps you need to take. I'm not an authority on the subject. I just wish that I had some 40-year-old guy like myself telling me these things so I didn't make all the dumb mistakes that I did growing up. Talk about how to build an emergency fund fast. I know you're probably thinking, how am I supposed to build an emergency fund? I'm already broke. I don't even have a job. What am I supposed to do? Or maybe you're not. Maybe you have a good income source. Maybe you already have savings. Either way, this is a good reminder. Get it, I was in the exact same scenario. I've been working since I was 14. My first job was at Roy Rogers making chicken. My next job was a mason labor. Then I worked at Pep Boys. Then I became a diesel mechanic. In my 20s, I wasn't even watching videos like this. I was going downtown to Baltimore City and blowing my paycheck, overdrafting my bank account every single weekend like an idiot. Understand the power of investing at a young age and compounding. It's all about how many doubles you can have. We're gonna get into that in later videos, but this video is step one. Most people think like they don't start because they get overwhelmed. You just need to chunk it down. It's like you think to yourself like, oh man, I'm overweight, I need to get in shape. So you're like, I'm gonna go to the gym. Oh, to go to the gym, I gotta go do the tour. To go do the tour, I need the clothes. I don't even have the shoes. And before you know it, you're all overwhelmed. You don't need to do that. You can stand in your room right now and do jumping jacks. Like, you don't need to have $20,000 in some bank account. All you need to do is take 10 bucks that you have right now, instead of getting Starbucks, just bank it. Boom, hit it, put it in your savings account. Get to the point where you have 100. You're literally in a better position than most people if you have $100 in your savings account. Isn't that insane? I'm not telling you to get to where you have 1 month's full of expenses covered, but that's the goal. That's the goal. And then eventually 3, and then eventually 6. But that's, like I said, you don't want to get overwhelmed. You want to chunk it down. So start with $1,000. You need $1,000 in a savings account, a high yield savings account or a money market account. $50 a week from your paycheck. If you don't have a job, sell stuff. Go on the Facebook Marketplace, look around your house. I guarantee you have something in your garage your dad's not going to know is missing. Psych, he'll be pissed at you. What I'm saying is do whatever you can to try to stack some money so you have a little savings. The point of the savings is that when an emergency happens, you don't put it on a credit card and go backwards and go negative. The entire goal is to propel and move forward, not backwards. Literally don't have a job and you have no income coming in, dude, you can get on Instacart right now and start delivering food. Uber Eats, TaskRabbit, Fiverr. If you don't have a job, you need to find a job. You need to set your foundation strong. Like they say, don't build a house on sand, build it on concrete, on rock. You need a job. You need that baseline money. I know so many people that are like, dude, I'm becoming a rapper. I'm doing this. I'm chasing my dream. And they won't get the main job. You need the main income first. That's what I had. I was a diesel mechanic, and then I fed the dream. I fed the Facebook ads with my diesel mechanic money. I was using anything I had, and then I started having to do events to make extra money on the weekends because, like I said, I wasn't making enough to even feed the dream. I wish I would have built an emergency fund. Do you know how many times I would have set myself up for success instead of failure? If you don't have $1,000 in an emergency fund or a high yield savings account, you need to go get it right now. That $1,000 is sitting around you right now, whether you have a job or not. You need to figure out a way to get it so you have an emergency fund. Not to mention what it'll do to your confidence, knowing that you just have a little savings. Did you realize that if you do that, you're in a better position than like 40% of Americans? There's a saying, if you don't find a place for your money, it'll find a place for itself. So don't keep that money in a checking account, because you're gonna go get a new set and pair of Nikes. You're gonna go out with your friends and spend it at a dinner. Don't do that. Keep it somewhere where there's 3 or 4 steps away from you being able to get it. Whether it's in like a Merrill Edge account and you have a Bank of America checking account, and it's in a Merrill Edge preferred money market account where you have to transfer it and put a code in your phone and it takes a day to get it. You need to make it harder to get than it normally would be. It can't be easily accessible because you will blow it. $1,000. I want to know, how much do you guys have in your savings account right now? If you have a ton of money in your savings account, leave it in the comments. If you have 0 in your savings account, leave it in the comments, because this is basics. These are basics. These are things they should be telling us in school. They should be teaching kids in school. But the stuff we're going to get to later on, that's more dialed in. You're going to see that stuff. That's more dialed in. That's when we're going to be stacking that cash. That's when we're going to be doing what they said we can't do. Like I said, I grew up with people telling me I couldn't do certain things, and I wanted to prove them wrong. And that's why I said I'm the Carrera kid, baby. They said I was the kid with the broken brain. They didn't know I was going to be stacking that cash, living off dividends. I want you guys to follow along. Let's do this together. Subscribe to the channel. I'm so thankful for you guys. Oh, you know you want to hear the turbos. Now, do not invest that money. This is your savings. This is for emergencies. Don't invest it, because you can lose it. Then you'll have to sell when the market's down. Sounds basic, but if you don't do this, you're going to be one day away from financial disaster. Subscribe, guys, because step 2 is going to change everything, baby. Let's go. Let's get dialed in. Subscribe to the channel.
All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work.